This is for the NCAA regionals here in Bridgeport. Couple quick reminders. Please silence your cell phones. There's no flash photography allowed in the press conference. There's no live social video allowed in the press conference. Hammond Communications does have FTP information if you need the video once we're done here. The Connecticut locker room is now open. We welcome UConn head coach Gino Auriemma to the podium. What's up, Mike? Hey, Gino. And we'll start with an opening statement from Coach Auriemma and then take questions and answers.
I think at this time of the year, there really isn't a lot of statements you can make other than we're anxious to play. I think that's what everybody's probably feeling, the same thing. We're just anxious to play. We talked about, this weekend it's a tough weekend. And everybody talks about the Final Four and how great it is to get to the Final Four and play in the Final Four and play for a national championship. But this weekend it's a tough weekend because, took a long time. Took 12 months to get back to the spot. And it could be over tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So I think everybody's just anxious to play.
Okay, we've got two mic holders on each side, so questions. We'll start with Doug.
Hey, Coach. Doug Feinberg, the AP. For all the history that these two programs have in college basketball, them on the men's side more than the women's, and you guys on the women's side, you haven't really played them much. And what do you know about them? I haven't watched them film, and I know you played them, I guess, 2 or 3 years ago, but just what Corey's done there in the last couple of years and just the history of the programs.
Yeah. I think this might be the fourth time that we will have played, I believe. We played at UCLA in the 1998-99 season. It was our third game of the year at Pauley Pavilion. And then we played UCLA at our place. And then we played them at Mohegan 2 years ago. So this will be the fourth time. And they had a rough stretch there from the time that, 98, 99 to, a couple years ago. They had some good teams, but not to the level that, Corey's been able to get them to now. I always thought that it could be pretty unique. I've always said that whenever you're at a school that has a great tradition in men's basketball, it just sets itself up to be really, really good in women's basketball if you want it to be, if you get the right coaches and, the school's behind it 100%, which seems to be the case. And Corey's done a great job recruiting, which, it is UCLA. I don't think they're worried about shoveling anything in March. So we're planning to play them again next year at their place, and hopefully we can keep it going.
Roger.
Roger Cleveland from the Waterbury Republican American. What's Lou's identity these days? I mean, she came in as that three-point shooter, but she's had 5 assists in 4 of the last 7 games. She's had 5 rebounds in six games recently. What's her identity now?
How many rebounds?
5 rebounds in 3 of the last
5. All of them on purpose, or we, whenever you get a kid that can really make shots, you can't win without making shots. Obviously, I mean, Bruno and I talk about this all the time. It is called basketball. You still got to put the ball in the basket. I mean, it's still. So whenever you get kids that can make shots, you got something that's pretty special, obviously. Speaking from experience, having gone through this with my son, kids who can make a lot of shots early on in their careers, they're a handful to coach. because if you're not careful, the world revolves around the next jump shot. And when Lou got here, that's kind of what a perception was. That was her reputation. You know, she makes a lot of shots from a lot of different places. And whenever we get a kid like that, Kalina was the same way, Diana was the same way. Must be something in the water out there. You have to really impress upon them that there's so many other factors to basketball than making shots. And once they discover all those things, they just take off, because they start to see the beauty of the game in other areas other than just shooting it. So we're nowhere near where we need to be with Lou in terms of the other stuff other than making shots. But she's way far removed from where she was when she got here in terms of wanting to be a better rebounder, wanting to be a better defender. She had 7 steals one night. I mean, she would go months without getting 7 steals, you know? So she's trying to do things that add value to your team other than just shooting the ball. And obviously the tournament certainly reflects that.
We'll go with Jeff, then Carl, then Howard.
Jeff Jacobs, Hartford Current. A two-part question here, Gino. You've probably seen this week, you became a viral sensation on the comments that you made last year, the Final Four, about kids being me, and body language and stuff like that. And first part, are you happy? It kicked off a lot of parents I know talking to their kids about that. Are you happy that's engendered that kind of conversation? And the second part is LeVar Bell, UCLA's kids, he's become a lot of me himself, it seems like. And I'm wondering, can you compartmentalize him like Earl Woods and someone like that? Or are you afraid that some parents will take the nod from him and start speaking like he will?
Well, I mean, I think I was responding to a question last year, and it had a lot to do with our philosophy of recruiting and what we're looking for and what we try to do. I know some people may have interpreted it as I'm complaining about today's kids. I'm not complaining about today's kids at all. What I was describing is something that's been going on for as long as they've played sports. I was just commenting on, this is what I look for. This is what's important to us. And this is what I see. And it's been like that since I started coaching 40 years ago. The difference today is that the advent of the social media gives more people more access to information, and it allows them to promote themselves a little bit more than in the past. Kids inherently want to be good teammates. I really believe that with all my heart. Most kids, when they're on a team, I guarantee you go watch any 7-year-olds or 8-year-olds, they want to be good teammates. You watch them play. When they get a little bit older and they start having a little more success, and then the parents get involved, they become not so great teammates, because they're told a lot of times that you're not going to get anywhere unless you shine, unless you know. So now, back in the day, we had AAU tournaments. You had to win X number of games to qualify for the national championship. And you played on your team, and you had to live in your state or whatever, your area, to play. And you played, and if you lost, you went home, and it was devastating. And that's Rebecca and Jamel Elliott and Jen Rosati and Nikisha Sales, going, Megan Patterson, as far back as then. Well, that's changed. Now when kids go to these tournaments, they're not going there to win games. They're going there so that the coach can see them exhibit their skills. So this idea of winning for the weekend doesn't exist anymore. So it's not their fault. That's just the way it is. And I try when we go recruiting to identify those kids who still have a tremendous interest in being great teammates. We're not always successful. Believe me, I've had my share of guys that were really hard to coach for that reason. And you can trace it back generally to the parents. Without question, you can trace it back to the parents. And to your second question, I don't know, Mr. Ball, I don't know him at all. I enjoy watching his son play. And I would say that is he an exception to the rule? Yeah, because how many fathers have a kid that good? So he can do what he's doing and get away with it, which is fine. I mean, he's just being him. And the son is just being him. And I root for the kid because I think he's a hell of a player, and I wouldn't want to be in his situation. I mean, I would next year when he signs. I want to be in his situation. But I wouldn't want to be that guy that every time he meets somebody, the first thing they talk about is his father. I wouldn't want to be that guy. But that's just me. But, I don't think you're going to see a lot of what you're seeing right now. And, you mentioned Tiger's dad. I don't remember Tiger's dad being that out front like it is today because all these things didn't exist back then. So you can do it now, so people take advantage of it. But you better have a kid that can back it up when you start talking like that. And he probably does. He probably does.
Carl?
Carl Adamek, Journal-Inquirer. Gino, Nafisa has talked a lot this season about the confidence she has played with that's allowed her to make the jump from freshman to sophomore year. But if you look at her numbers statistically, it's just consistent day after day, game after game. Can you talk about that consistency from practice to game for someone so young? And second part would be, if there's one thing that has made her a finalist for 3 major awards as National Player of the Year, what would you say it is?
Well, I think you hit it right on the head. She's the same every day. So what you're seeing in every game is what she does every day in practice. Nothing ever changes. She's a lot like Maya Moore in that respect. From the day Maya Moore walked in to practice, the very first day, till she graduated, she was the same every day. There were no bad days. There were no bad attitude days. There were no bad effort days. I mean, there are a lot of bad defensive days that FISA has. Don't get me wrong. She's still a work in progress in that area. But there's very few kids that come in right away and give you the kind of consistent effort that you're getting from FISA every day, from day one. Last year, she just didn't have the confidence maybe, or didn't pick up things as quickly as she's doing it now. And we had a couple guys that, FISA, if you don't get it, you're not going to play much, and it's okay because we're going to win anyway. And now this year, she's worked a little bit harder to get things. She's a better player. She did more things over the summer to get herself ready. And if you think about it, there may not be another player in the country that can do as many things on the offensive end as FISA can. And I don't care who they are going to talk about. She's not going to get National Player of the Year. I get that. But I'll tell you what, if I could only take one player in America on the offensive end of any other player that's playing college basketball today, and you'd say, check every box, what can she do? I would take FISA over anybody in the country on the offensive end. And she does it every game. And she'll probably suck tomorrow.
We'll have 2 more questions. Howard, and then over here.
Hi, Gino. Howard Mandel, New York Times. This may not be central to your preparation, but I'm wondering if you could take me through how you decide who sits where on the bench, where coaches are sitting, how that decision is made for you, and if that's evolved through the years.
Well, through the years, it's always been, since we've had this many full-time assistants, since we've had 3 full-time assistants. Before that, it was I'm on the end of the bench and Chris was sitting next to me. Now I'm 2 down because Shay and Marissa sit there, and CD sits to my right. And that's always been the case since we've had 3 full-timers. Where the players sit, I have no control over that. I just show up, and the very first game, I look down the bench, and I go, okay, that's where these guys decide to sit. I don't, move them around. Now, the young guys think if they sit closer to me, they're going to get in earlier. What they don't understand is when they sit closer to me, they get an earful, and sometimes by the end of their career, they've moved down the bench. During timeouts, we have a certain seating order. I want there to be that consistent. So we put a X on one of the chairs, and that's where our guard will sit, and then we got 2 on each side. But other than that, we're probably like everybody else.
Okay, we got one more question here.
Gino, Lindsay Theory at the LA Times. The trio of Jordan Canada, Monique Billings, and Carrie Corver, as you prepare for them, what do you see from those girls?
I was just watching some of them this morning, and they are really a unique bunch when you think about it, because I didn't get to see the Corver kid play much in high school at all. I don't know why. I just didn't. But I saw a lot of Jordan Canada and Monique Billings. I saw a lot of them, and I really, really loved them as high school players. And naturally, we don't get to see them that much being out here. But their development coincides exactly with UCLA's growth. And it's pretty cool because they've got, one kid can really shoot it, another one's great with the ball, and another one just goes and gets every rebound and is athletic as all get out. So they've got a really good kind of pieces of the puzzle all kind of fit for them. And Corey does a really good job of giving them the kind of freedom that kids like that need to just play a little bit. She's not, at least it doesn't appear to be, like one of these over-controlling coaches that, it's got the kids like that. So the kids are kind of free to play and just be Cali, just do their thing, I kind of like that. But I'm just glad we're not in our bracket and not in their bracket. Because I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be in their bracket. They remind me of our 91 team. I watched them play the other day. There was about 8 minutes left in the game, and I remember saying, I think they're going to win. I couldn't believe it. And everybody in the place was going nuts. And I thought, oh, my God, this is like 1991 replaying itself. And Trish, that potty-mouthed coach of theirs, if I ever said some of the stuff that she said, I would get crucified. I told her that, too. Catholic school girl like her, she should be ashamed of herself.
Okay.
Done?
Thanks, Coach. We'll have our UConn student athletes up here shortly.
Don't tell Lou what I said about it.
We'll have the UConn student athletes up here shortly. I think most of you know Pat McKenna, the UConn SID, as we introduce our SIDs before the student athletes. The UConn locker room remains open during the time that the student athletes are up here on the podium. What's up? They're on their way. The UConn student athletes are on their way to the interview room. Joyce. How are you? Okay, we've got UConn student athletes Kia Nurse and Gabby Williams joining us for 15 minutes, and we will open up the questioning. Again, if you have questions, we have 2 mic holders here. We're gonna stop. Bob Joyce, way in the back. Sorry, Bob.
Okay. Kia, this is for you because you've been shooting lights out here. It's no secret that your family is super competitive. Between your brother in the NHL, you got a sister playing hockey, your dad, your mom also playing college sports. Is that part of the reason why you're so good in the postseason, because of the competitiveness that you get from your family?
I mean, competitive edge is definitely something that my family has naturally, and it's something that you have to have when you grow up in a house like that. And I think, fortunately enough, to have seen all of them succeed in their sports and to have seen them, do the best they can in their postseasons, I think you get that experience even though you're not there. Kind of live vicariously through them. And they're people who are continually supportive. They're people who are going to push you to be your best and just trying to, fill the footsteps that they've left before me.
Howard in the front here.
Tia, Debbie, Howard Mandel, New York Times. Question for both of you. A lot of players in various sports get pestered by family and friends for gear, for shoes, for things like that. It's a little bit different situation for both of you because you both have so many family members who have played. I'm just wondering, is that an experience that each of you have, and more specifically, whether it's from family or friends?
For our transcribers listening online, could Gabby go first, please?
Yeah, I mean, my sister, my best friend from home, and then my niece's godmom are all coming up, and I left a huge stack of clothes for them on my bed for when they arrive, and they don't have it's always nice to give back to everyone else, and we do get a lot of stuff, and we're very lucky, so I love to give my stuff away.
Kia?
Yeah, I would say she's dead on, and it's always fun to have your family members decked out in UConn gear. Just walking around and seeing them and seeing the support that we have, not only from our amazing fans, but to be a part of that. I mean, even if you walk around campus, everybody's in UConn gear. And I had a friend come up from Canada, and she said that's something that's so different at the university campus. Everybody is so into your school and your team spirit. So we do have a lot of stuff. It's fun to have your family decked out in it. So if they ask, sometimes it's easy to just, here's a t-shirt. No.
Yeah, I don't have a number. No.
Doug?
Hey guys, Doug Feinberg, the AP. Just what do you guys know about UCLA? I'm sure you watched some film on them, but just what's impressed you of what they've done so far this season?
I'll go first. I think the thing that has impressed me the most is their transition offense. The way they're able to attack, off a rebound, off of a defensive stop, I think is a lot better than a lot of teams that we've faced so far. So we're just going to have to find a way to keep them, slow them down basically, and keep them off the offensive boards.
For the transcriber, that was Gabby. Now Kia.
Obviously, they have a great floor general in Jordan Canada, and what she does, her ability to push the ball in transition, find open teammates, and keep them running. They kind of go as she goes. So I think, obviously, that's a tough matchup on the outside, especially with the shooting of Corver as well. And then you have an inside matchup with Billings that's difficult. So to have those dimensions in a team, that's a big reason why you're in the Sweet 16 and you've been as successful as you are this season for UCLA.
Howard, a reminder the Connecticut locker room is open for another 10 minutes or so.
Tia, obviously this team the last few years had a ton of people contributing, but the idea was that Stewie was the clear number one scorer at the end of the day, someone who got the ball the most. It doesn't seem like there is that person on this team. It could be any one of 4, 5, 6 people. The change there, do you think it matters? Do you think that someone needs to be identified? The other night it was you. It's Katie Lou at different times. What do you think that impact has on this team, and does it matter?
I mean, I think every team has a different identity, and the team this year is much different than the team that we had last year. I think for us personally, the ability to have 5 or 6 different people who can be the leading scorer one night or be the leading rebounder, to have an impact on the game every single time they go in there, it becomes much more difficult for teams to play against. To have that matchup nightmare that you have as apparently a center in Gabby, to have that dimension to our team is extremely important, and we're very fortunate to have it.
Anybody else with questions? One more.
Gabby, just the extent to which you've been able to dominate on the defensive end, do you view that as your stock and trade, or do you see offense as a really significant part of what you're trying to bring on a night-to-night basis as well?
I think this team has a lot of offensive threats. So I kind of took it upon myself, and Kia does it too, where we try to set the tempo defensively. I think my defense is a lot better than my offense, so I try to take pride in that. And yeah, I would say I try to make defense a big part of my identity.
Anything else? Okay, the Connecticut Locker Room remains open. We thank our UConn student athletes, and we'll be back with UCLA at 3:45.